Namaste, this is Dr. Karishma Ahuja. It is said one of the most important spiritual practices that can actually help us lead overall a very healthy, happy, successful life is learning to bear others, learning to tolerate others, learning to adjust with others. It is actually to measure our progress that tests are imposed on us, and many of these tests are imposed in our relationships with others. We are constantly interacting with others, engaging in conversations with others, living with our loved ones, and many times from acquaintances to the closest of relationships, we may find many ups and downs that we go through. But it is only when we develop the attitude that we have to be accepting of each other and we have to not lose what we call as our own self-control, then we will automatically have a character, a personality that can also lead to transformation in others. But if we ourselves lose our own control, we will not be in a position to maintain those relationships, nor will we be able to enjoy harmony in our homes and in our lives. Our spiritual texts say that the universe always bestows a favor on us when it decides to test us, for it is impressed by our achievements and wants to put upon it the seal of its approval. It's only to make us rise higher that we are tested. So why not rise up to the demand of the test? For that will truly please the divine and the universe. To understand this point, let's look at a short story. There was a great devotee, a bhakta, once who failed in the test. And so he was leading an unhappy life. There were many problems he experienced even in his own spiritual journey, that he finally could not take it anymore and he gave up his own sadhana altogether. Every day, however, at noon, he used to look out for a needy guest whom he could feed lavishly. That's the only thing he continued. He never decided to do anything else because he felt, I am not good enough. I will not be able to complete my sadhana. But he thought at least feeding the poor or somebody who's in need could be one way he could continue to stay connected with the universe. He thought this could be an act which could be good enough for him to attain liberation and moksha, because other things he could not continue pursuing. And so he wanted to feed the poor or anyone in need because he thought he could finally impress God and the universe with such acts, and he could reach higher spiritual levels. This man spent many years doing this act of service. Once, a frail old man came up to this person's house for food. As he sat for dinner, he was extremely hungry. He was over 100 years of age. The host, who was serving the food, had the determination and the steadiness of the vow that he had taken that he would serve everyone and he would look out for people who are most in need and satisfy them. But he did not have the discrimination to derive the fruit of that act of his or the service that he was doing. He started to even do this act very, very mechanically, forgetting the emotion behind offering service. And so, like water poured on a dry sand bed, it was not adding up to his character. He was only focusing on doing the act. He was not focusing on doing it with love, with joy, with compassion. His heart still remained dry, even though he was pouring the water of charity on a daily basis. Every afternoon he would serve someone. Yet his heart was not undergoing any transformation. His mind was yet not opening up to seeing the real reality of life and the divine. He was only focusing on the ritual and being stuck on the act as a mere mechanical service. And so there was no change in his character. He continued over the years to remain a strict ritualist, a disciplined ritualist, but a heartless ritualist. Instead of pouring love out to others, he was busy counting the good merits he was earning because of this act of his. And this was the thought that was going on as he would ready the food for his guests. So on this occasion, as the old man was sitting, waiting for food, as the first dish was served, this old man was so hungry that he swallowed a big morsel without reciting the name of God. Annoyed by this shameful act of his, this man who was serving cursed the old man, pushed him out of the doors to starve and beg in the hot sun, saying, "You have spoilt my ritual and sadhana for today. You have not even taken God's name. I do not want to serve someone like that. So get out and look for your own food. Do not come here again." That poor old man had to walk away, hungry, disappointed, heartbroken, not just for not getting the food, but for being treated like that. That night, this man who used to serve food had a dream where God scolded him for the cruelty of his behavior. The Lord said, "For more than 100 years, I nourished that man lovingly as the apple of my eye. And today I give you an opportunity also to earn some good merit by sending him at your doorstep. But you hurled abuses at him. You snatched food from his hands. My dear man, if he did not take God's name, couldn't you have taken God's name on his behalf and shown him some love and compassion? Remember, O man, it is not what service you do. It is not even how much service you do. It is how you do that service that truly pleases God. Even though that man was kicked out of your home, he did not curse you. And so that man is far more dearer to me than you, who has been doing this wonderful act of serving someone every day. You serve heartlessly, and that poor man is even begging lovingly, blessing those who give him food, but never hurling abuses at those who do not. What a wonderful, profound message for us. We feel even in our relationships, we are doing so much for others. In reality, it is only that which you do out of love, out of joy, that is really considered as a good act, as a one that will please God and the universe. So do not fool yourself and others that you are doing this for them. If you really want to know how much good you have done, look into the emotions behind your actions. Whether you have done something very small or something very, very big in your own eyes or in the eyes of others, it is equivalent to nothing in God's eyes if you have not done it with selflessness, with compassion, with love. Not for show, not simply to earn good merit, but you have done it so that the other person can feel better with your act. That is why service is meant to transform your own heart along with helping someone. If your heart is not getting transformed in the process of doing something for someone, then that is not an act of service. Whether you are doing an act of service to an outsider, to someone in need, or you are doing service and seva for your own loved ones, remember to do it with the spirit of love, gratitude for the opportunity to do the seva and the service, without thinking how much benefit you are gaining out of it in return, how it is going to help you succeed and become successful in your life. Because the only thing the universe sees is, what were you thinking when you were offering that act of service? Come from a selfless heart. Let's come from joy. Only when there is change in your heart will there be a change in your circumstances. Hope you enjoyed this video message and become more conscious of your vibration, your feeling, your emotion while you are offering anything to anyone. If you liked this video, then share it with others, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to click the bell icon to be the first to stay updated with all our videos, tips, tools and techniques. This is Dr. Karishma Ahuja wishing you all the very best. Namaste. God bless.